Hey, what's going on, folks? Larry with Packmasters Dog Training. We got a few more questions here that I received yesterday. I'm going to try to answer, and so let's get right into it. Again, if you guys want to hear me keep answering questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability. You guys just keep on sending the questions, and we'll keep this going for a while. Okay, I'll answer as many as I can. So this is kind of a combination. So basically, the first question I have: what is the best way to teach or correct? And then there's several different behaviors that's listed. So basically, there's dozens of questions of people asking how to teach a specific behavior or the best way to correct a certain behavior. I'm not going to answer them specifically, but I'll say this, guys. There is no one best way, okay? There's many different ways to do things in dog training. The beautiful thing about dog training is there's many different roads you can take to get to the same destination. There really is. And no two dog trainers do things exactly the same. Because someone does different doesn't mean it's wrong. Because you do something different doesn't mean it's wrong. You know what I mean? That's kind of hard to answer. There's a lot of different ways. You know, there really is. You want to get the best possible results no matter what you're doing and still be fair to the dog. You know, you want to train humanely. You want to motivate a dog. You don't want to deflate a dog. You know, you want to be a teacher, not a correction officer. You understand what I'm saying? But teachers still have to apply discipline at times. You know what I mean? You want to be able to show the dog what you want, but then you have to teach and motivate the dog to do something. And when the dog truly understands what you want, then you can make the dog do it, you know. But the problem is, a lot of times people think that the dog understands what's going on when really the dog isn't clear what's wanted. And that's where sometimes maybe the corrections come a little quick, you know. But once a dog understands something 100%, then you can make the dog do it. You understand what I'm saying? You want to reward good behavior, you want to correct bad behavior. So there really is no one specific way. You know what I mean? And corrections in dog training should make a dog stronger, not weaker. Okay, you should build the dog up. You want to spend most of your time teaching. That's where it should be. I kind of look at it in three categories, okay? Kind of, in a way. Stopping unwanted behaviors, teaching wanted behaviors. Many people stop after those two things, but the third part, where I spend most of my time, is creating the behavior that you want when you're with your dog, how you're living with your dog, how you are with your dog inside your home. You know, let's face it, if you allow your dog to be an asshole inside of the home, he's going to be a much bigger asshole outside of the home. So for me, it all starts there, and that's where I put most of my time, raising the dog inside of the home, okay? So to answer that question, there is no one correct way, guys. There's so many different ways to get to the same location, the same destination in dog training. And, you know, you want to be able to evolve and you want to be able to do many different things. You don't want to be one-dimensional, all right? So I don't know if that helps, but that was very popular in the past couple of days. How do I teach or how do I correct specific behaviors? But really, like I say, there is no one way. There's many different ways, and you don't have to agree with someone else's methods. But if the results are there and the dog is happy, keep doing what you're doing. That's hard to dispute. You understand what I'm saying? All right, next question. Oh, okay. Can you go and explain CAT, constructional aggression treatment? All right. Well, that could take a whole segment on itself here, a whole video on itself. So a lot of times you guys hear someone talk about the acronym CAT, or constructional aggression treatment, and I do use it. I don't use it a lot. I've talked about it a little bit. And here's the thing, guys. I'm not big on methods, okay? I'm not a method trainer. I'm not big on protocols, you know. I never know what I'm going to do when I get my hands on a dog until I actually get my hands on the dog. So I don't really plan things ahead of time. Constructional aggression treatment is unbelievably effective. unbelievably effective when added to a program to deal with, most of the times it's used with aggression issues, but I've used it in fear issues too, okay? So let me break it down real simply and try to do it quickly so you guys can understand. What it means, a lot of people know what BAT is, behavior adjustment training, okay? It's kind of similar but kind of opposite, so I'll explain to you. Let's use aggression. Let's use aggression. This is where I've talked about it in the past. Let's say you're dealing with a dog aggressive dog, okay? So how we use CAT, that's what I'm going to call it right now, is I'll have the owner standing in a location with the dog, with the aggressive dog, and the owner's job during this technique is to do absolutely nothing. The owner just stands there. There's no talking to the dog. There's no commands. There's no correcting the dog. So it's very easy for the owner when you implement this. Their job is to do nothing, okay? My job as the trainer is to use a very well-balanced dog, a very stable dog, okay? So I used to use Bruno during this all the time. Now I use Luca, and he does very well with it. But my job is to start off from a distance, a safe distance, to where I'm not creating any stress on the subject dog, the aggressive dog, okay? What I do is I will approach the subject dog, the aggressive dog, from a distance, and I will watch that dog. I want to get as close as I can without sending that dog over the threshold, without creating too much stress. So basically, I want the dog to notice us and start perking up a little, but I don't want to send that dog over the edge, okay? So you have to have the ability to read dogs to do this. So I want to get as close as I can, coming straight on, and right before that dog goes over the threshold, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right there. If the dog blows up and starts barking and starts going, you've gone a little too far, okay? So I want to stop right before he gets there. And what I do is I stop. I don't move. Me and my dog, we are the stressors. At this point, that dog's going to be staring at you. He's going to be watching that dog. That's what usually sets him up, the dog, right? But you're at that distance to where he hasn't gone over the threshold yet. What I'm going to do is just wait for some kind of calming signal. Those calming signals could be looking up at the owner, turning around, looking down at the ground, sniffing the ground, something. Basically taking his eyes off of that dog, that stressor. The second that dog gives me some kind of calming signal where he stops focusing on the dog, I'm going to turn and walk away, okay? So now that dog's behavior, the subject's dog behavior of having the ability to look away and take his focus off that dog, the reward is the stressor goes away. I go away and I walk out of the picture, kind of, okay? And I wait a few seconds, and then we do it again. The next time, I should be able to get a little closer, and we repeat. I stop when the dog gets right to the end of his threshold, right before he's about to blow up, and I wait. And the second that dog gives me a calming sign, I turn and I walk away, okay? This is unbelievably effective, guys, and normally within 20 or 30 minutes, if not a lot less, I'm able to stand next to that dog with my dog without any repercussions. Okay, very effective. But with that being said, let me explain something. This is just one thing. This isn't going to fix aggressive dogs. This is one tool in the toolbox, and I use it very effectively. I don't use it often. I use it when I think I have to. There's a video I did a while back with a Malinois German Shepherd mix and a little white foo-foo dog. It was a case of in-home aggression. So these dogs lived in the same home, and that big dog wanted to kill that little dog. The video's terrible because I'm trying to film it myself at one point, and it's not real good, but you get the idea. So you can go and I'll try to include it in this link if I remember, okay? So that's how that works. That's just in a nutshell. I can go on forever about this, but very effective, but it has to be included in an overall program, okay? But I've also used it with fearful cases. I'll give you another example. I had a dog once, very well behaved, well trained dog. I trained the dog. He was able to go off-leash runs in a busy area with his owners. He was great off-leash, but the problem was he had a tremendous fear of garbage cans. And when I say tremendous fear, I mean this dog had a serious phobia of garbage cans. And so on garbage day, he couldn't go for a run. He was completely just paranoid with fear when he'd see a garbage can. So, again, you have to be able to think outside the box. I said, I'm going to use constructional aggression treatment to see how it works in this case. So what I did was the owners stood with their dog down at the bottom of their driveway. I came from down the street with a big blue and yellow garbage can approaching the dog, and the second the dog got to where his limit was before he went over the threshold, I stopped. Okay? And I waited. And the second he gave me some kind of calming signal, I, looked up at the owner or looked behind or whatever, I went away. And we kept repeating that, just like we do in aggression cases. And guess what? In less than 30 minutes, the dog was next to the garbage can and never had an issue with them again. I mean, nothing. Had no fear of the garbage cans whatsoever. So it's a tremendous, tremendous tool in your toolbox when done correctly. But it's just one thing, okay? So you need more than that if you're dealing with aggression. So let me just make that clear, because I'm not big on methods. You guys know that. But it is something that I turn to every now and then and have had tremendous, tremendous success with it, all right? All right, let's see. What's the next question here? Oh, okay. Do I ever worry that I won't be able to get the job done with a dog? Yes. Every single dog I work with. Yeah. I don't go into it real cocky. I really don't. I wish I could. I don't know if any trainers do, if they have that confidence to where nothing ever phases them. But I'm the opposite. Every single dog I get, my wife calls me the insecure dog trainer, because every dog I get, I say, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And that's just how I think. I stress a lot. I worry a lot. And getting the job done right is very, very important to me. It really is. So that's an interesting question. So I take it the people that ask that question probably have some insecurities and struggle and worry about if they're going to get it done. If it makes you feel any better, I've been doing this for a long time and I've been very successful, and I worry about every single dog I get if I'm going to be able to produce the kind of results that I think I should be able to produce. Plain and simple, okay? All right, one more question. Last question. Is this the last one? Yeah, last question. How many hours a day do I train Luca, my Malinois, for the folks that know him? How many hours a day? That's actually pretty funny, all right? I spend a few minutes a month training Luca. That's it. I don't have time to train my own dogs. I promise you. Let me explain something to you guys. And probably everyone doesn't know. I'm a special agent. I'm a federal agent, and I've been a federal agent for 22 years. So that's still a full-time job. That takes up a lot of my time. Takes up my days. I start training dogs around 5 o'clock in the morning is when my day starts. Okay? Client dogs. Got to take care of my own dogs also. My days don't end till very late at night because I train dogs pretty much full-time now, but it's after my day job as a federal agent. I have 2 young kids that both play sports and participate in a lot of other after-school activities. All right? So if you do the math, I have very little time. Me and my wife stay busy all day long. There is no downtime to train my own dogs. So as hyper and high drive and as insane as Luca is, it's very important that the time I do have with him is productive. All right? So again, we go back to how we live with our dogs in our home. Luca's a really good dog in the house, but I'm constantly reinforcing the behavior I want and the things I don't like. The times that I am outside with him, I make it count. When I do have time to spend a little one-on-one time with Luca training or doing something or just communicating with him, I make it count. It's very important. So no, the belief that you can't have a dog like Luca without having hours of exercise a day, listen, if you can do that, that's great. He would love that, but I don't have that kind of time. So I actually spend very little time training with Luca, you know, per month. I just don't get that kind of time. So if I get time on the weekends to throw a ball for him, I'm going to make that time count. And we're going to go through all the things he knows while we're playing ball, if that makes sense, okay? I think that's the last question for the day. We'll keep it there. The videos are getting long enough. But hey guys, I appreciate the feedback, and please keep the questions coming. If you like these, please subscribe to my channel, share the videos, like the video, do whatever needs to be done to get them out there, I guess. And I'll see what comes in tonight, and I'm sure I'm not going to be able to do these every single day. I think the questions will get repetitive after a while. But I hope this helps and you enjoy it a little bit, and we'll catch y'all later. Thanks, guys.